And welcome everybody to this new executive briefing. This week we're going to talk about something that happened in Amazon in 2002, and that changed the course of the company forever, and that can change the course of your company too. So here's the story. I'm going to be quick. So Amazon pre 2002, before this Bezos note, what has been come to known as the API mandate, Amazon was this huge, complex, single piece of software. To make changes, different teams in charge of different functions had to coordinate to avoid messing up other people's work. And each situation was handled differently, creating fragile links between parts of the software. This approach was leading to major issues being left unresolved and slowed down the entire company's ability to develop new features and deploy updates. So this huge, complex bundle of code, and it was very complex to change. So let's make a parallel to factories, and probably your factory in 2025. Many factories today look like a lot like Amazon then. Complex things happen somehow, and people manage to find a way to solve daily problems. But nobody really has things fully under control. And some important things that everybody knows should be dealt with are never really faced. So let's make a few examples. When there's a problem with the delivery of a supplier, how will production be informed of the plan changes? Or if a bill of material changes in the PLM software, when will the ERP be updated? How will production find out? Or when an operator finds out there's an issue with the drawing during production or with the electrical scheme, when will the technical office start solving the issue? During installation, how will service or the customer know what changes have been made to make the system work? So these are all touch points between different teams, different contexts, different functions that often do not have a standard way of being handled. And this creates confusion, it creates friction, frustration, and often it creates real problems. If this resonates with your situation, tell us your story below in the comments. So let's go back to Amazon. What did Jeff Bezos do? He figured out that this was creating a huge issue and it was a huge problem for innovation in the company. So he decided it was time to change gears. He sent a memo to the whole company with a few bullet points. It was a short one, saying that from that moment onwards, every part of Amazon was to exchange information with the other parts only through standardized protocols. There could be no shortcuts, no direct links. Each team could choose the tech and the specifics, but they had to comply with this general protocol. The legend goes that the last bullet point was that anybody not doing this will be fired. Whether this is true or not, we don't know, but certainly the message must have been very, very decisive. What was the result of this decision and of this mandate? This way of standardizing communication created a system of services so powerful that eventually, a few years later, in 2006, became a business of its own. Amazon Web Services, AWS. Some of you may have heard it. AWS is the first successful infrastructure as a service provider. It essentially defined the modern cloud that many businesses rely on today. AWS in 2024, last year, generated 90 billion in revenue. That's about 15 to 20% of the whole Amazon group. It's not that huge. It's big, not huge. But the interesting thing is that it represents over half of its operating profits, at some point going up to like 75% or similar. It was a huge result. And it was driven by the goal to create a smooth and robust collaboration system where every part of Amazon could interact with the others in clear and repeatable ways. So what is the takeaway of all this? What is the lesson for manufacturers today? Creating such collaboration system in a factory can free up a lot of resources. Imagine this, not having to spend hours every week preparing reports, organizing and attending meetings just to inform and be informed about what's going on and what has changed in the last few days, or even for a specific problem. This is just to exchange information, spending hours sitting around the table. Or imagine yourself, your team, and the rest of the company just being free to do your best work and knowing that whatever problem arises, because problems still arise, you'll have a way to quickly come together on the same page, feeling confident that you can take the best decision with the best information available at your fingertips, because information is shared on a common protocol, on a common system. And we at Progress Lab have companies do just that. We've seen that happen in just a few months, companies coming together and being able to achieve levels of control and precision like way higher than before, with less effort than before, because you don't have all the meetings and all the reporting and looking for data and waiting for hours for a colleague to wait for to reply to your email to give you answers. You may not invent the cloud, but I can guarantee you'll get several steps ahead of the competition, grow faster and stronger. This is what we can learn from this thing. And leaders need to be decisive in driving this data and collaboration-based culture, but results can be huge, like is Amazon. So if you want to know more, let's have a chat. We're here. This is what we do day in, day out, and we've been very successful at it. We're happy to have you talk with our customers as well. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.